case you're curious about what we're doing, in case you know us and you're just like, what are they up to? In case you're thinking about moving here. I don't know why I'm talking like this. It's better than a random British accent.
What are you talking about?
No. Oh no. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
So this is our first video for our channel.
Yes.
We're not sure of the name yet, so just bear with us.
The duel of us.
Or Josh and Sarah, we're not sure.
It will be a name.
A name for us and our channel.
Yes. Specifically for us.
So we wanted to do kind of like an intro video as to like who we are, what we're doing, why we're doing this, where we are. Exactly.
Reminded me of that scene from Talladega Nights. I don't know what to do with my hands.
What do I do with my hands?
Anyways.
Okay, we should start with who we are. I'll go first. My name is Sarah. This is Josh. I am 28 years old.
I am 30. Woo! She just turned 30 in November. The big 3-0.
The big 3-0.
My life is over.
No, it's not.
Just kidding.
No, it's not. So we got married last year. We have been together for about 5 years, 6 in June.
6 in June.
Which is pretty awesome, I would say.
Yeah.
Most successful relationship ever.
Oh, that's pretty, yeah.
How rude!
I mean, ever? Okay, yeah.
What did you think I was talking about? Like ever in the world?
Yeah, that's why I was like...
That's why I was so insulted. I thought you were talking about like in your personal life.
No, of course it's the best in my personal life. She says tomato, I say yes,
Potato.
please.
Oh.
She hates tomatoes.
I also hate tomatoes, so that never
It's
happened.
basically we finish each other's...
Sandwiches.
No, sentences.
So, we've been together for a while, and we've actually it's been a year. We moved to Korea about a year ago.
Yeah.
And we wanted to kind of make a channel to like talk about our experience and give advice and just show what it's like to live in Korea.
Yeah. We are from Orlando, Florida, home of Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse
and
in the house.
I want to say like the most theme parks in the whole country.
Probably.
Is
I
Orlando.
think so. Yeah, we have a lot.
Got a lot of theme parks. But yeah, we're from Florida.
Yeah.
I am sure many of you have seen #FloridaMan out and about in the world.
We shared it with our friends.
That is our home state.
Yep, that's where we come from. So let's talk about how we got here.
On a plane.
It actually started with something that I'm kind of ashamed to admit, even though I love them dearly. It started with BTS. It started with K-pop, is kind of how we got into the idea of Korea. Because I think before that, we didn't even know where Korea was on a map.
Nope, it was pretty much when it came to America teaching us about Korea and learning about Korea in school, it was like, hey, Korea, they had a fight with each other. The North and the South were at war. We helped the South.
That's the end.
And that's it. War over.
War
and then you find out
over.
war actually not over. They've
No.
just been in a ceasefire for like
The
60
whole time,
years.
yeah. So we knew nothing about Korea, and like I think we as people, both in a relationship and outside of, we like learning about new things. Like I've always liked learning about new things.
New cultures,
just
history.
new ideas, new everything. We just watched videos of Korean life for how long do you think?
Like 4 to 6 months.
Yeah, like 4 to 6 months, just random stuff, food.
A lot of food videos. A lot of street food videos.
For sure.
And mostly food videos.
Mostly
if we're
food
being
videos.
honest.
But we also like learned about Korean history. We eventually stumbled upon this guy who was talking about the finances of living in Korea.
Let's switch. Okay. Switching. Oh, Jesus.
I have no hair. Okay.
Okay.
Switch chairs.
We should switch chairs.
The old
I'm actually
switcheroo.
Josh.
I'm Sarah.
Hello. What? I don't British?
I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, we found a video about a guy who was a teacher in Korea, an English teacher, and him and his significant other lived in Korea, and basically he broke down the finances for the cost of living here, and they had only spent half of his paycheck. He was the only one that worked, and they only spent half of his paycheck on living expenses, and then the other half they saved. And since I was about to graduate with a large amount of debt, we were like jokingly just like, haha, what if we moved to Korea and became teachers?
And then I think we had started that joke in like mid-November.
Like early December-ish.
Early December.
Yeah.
And then we ended up driving down to Tampa where his family lives.
Yes.
In Florida, and with my mom. And we had just kind of like talked about like Korean culture and how much we like it. And eventually she was just like, because we worked at Starbucks at the time.
The old bucks.
The old bucks. And she was just kind of like, well, what if you guys like worked at a Starbucks in Korea? And we were like, eh. She was like, well, what if you taught English in Korea? And we were like, we've been thinking about that already. So it kind of just like confirmed what we were already thinking about, and kind of like, I don't know if I necessarily believe in this stuff, but for the sake of this video, we'll say that like the universe kind of was like, you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing. For it to come up randomly, I think, for someone who had no idea what we were talking about.
Yeah. Basically, I was worried my mom was gonna not say no, but she was gonna be really worried about like us leaving. When we got to Christmas dinner, after talking with your mom about it, her mom basically like talked to my mom, and I explained like this was gonna be to like pay off debt, and it wasn't gonna be forever, and she was basically just like, okay.
Because we had, well, he had done the math to like how long we needed to stay in Korea. So we were just, when we were telling people, we were just like, so here's the plan. We're not just doing this for no reason. Like, we're going to pay back his debt. This is how long it'll take. Back home, we worked at Starbucks, and Starbucks isn't a bad job. I don't think, I learned a lot. It was fast paced. We got a lot of benefits. But at the same time,
has its pros and cons.
We weren't being paid enough to pay off his student loans in a large chunk.
Definitely paycheck to paycheck type lifestyle.
Yeah.
But even, I don't know, even if you're not coming here to do why we're here.
Yeah. Even if it's just for like
even if it's for a year or 2 years,
or just, you're
like
just done with college,
you just wanna move abroad, like
it's a great experience.
It's a great place. This is a great place to do it.
I forgot to tell you this, but Allie actually jokingly said to me that I'm like trying to recruit people to move here.
Man, if only we got
because
like
it's true.
A recruitment bonus from
we
EPIK.
Literally every person we've talked to that like talks about being financially stable, we're like, move to Korea.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like not living paycheck to paycheck, mostly because we get paid once a month, so it's like one paycheck in a month. But like, yeah, we've sent home like just about 20 grand.
Yeah,
not all of that went to my loans.
Which
most of it did.
That's basically all we got paid back home.
Yeah, and like 1 year that we made like under that much. So like we've been able to send that much home in a year.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we've been more than financially stable here in Korea to pay all of our expenses and then usually have money left over every month to like eat out or maybe go to a different city and hang out or buy clothes if we need it.
Yeah.
Buy an air
fryer that we have not stopped using.
Because air fryers are life.
Honestly.
And if you move to Korea, buy an air fryer.
For sure. I think in the long run, they knew it was best for us to move here.
And they know it's not forever.
No. And, I think the process of getting here just was a lot because we found that video in November of 2018.
Late November, early December.
Around that time. So once, January had come around, we said, okay, we're going to decide whether we want to do this by, I think we said March. And then by
not even.
Halfway through January, we're like, we're doing this.
Yeah. We kind of just figured why the hell not?
Hell not.
Like,
we got no kids.
We got no kids. Like, I'm done with college.
Yeah,
Like
I was already done with college.
We had planned and we still do plan to start a podcast,
Yeah.
but it was just like we can easily do that from Korea.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
And we love to travel.
Yep.
We've always wanted to travel to at least some Asian countries.
Yeah.
Korea might not have been on the list at first,
No.
but it was just like, why the heck not? Like,
Why the French toast not?
so like, we just got the ball rolling
Yeah.
on everything we needed to do, and it was like a solid year of planning.
Yeah,
but
because we were also planning our wedding. We actually got engaged that January of 2019.
once we decided we were coming here, we figured we need to get married
Yeah.
because it'll be easier for the whole process.
Yeah, we were already committed to each other for life.
And
a piece of paper wasn't going to change that, but
Yeah.
it's a lot easier when you're moving to a foreign country.
and on top of that, if you're not married, there was no guarantee that we'd be
you'd be in the
placed
same
in the same city if we were
that
just a
would've
couple.
sucked.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, we didn't want to live long distance.
No, we had already done that. We had already done our time
Long distance with a new job in a foreign
in a
country.
foreign country.
So,
No, thank you. So
Yeah.
we got married. We were, doing the process of this application, which basically is you have to get your TEFL certificate. We'll talk about the specifics of the process in another video, but basically you have to get your TEFL, and which is a certificate. It's like a self-paced
teaching
course.
TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language.
Yes. Basically, with that and planning the wedding and preparing to leave and preparing to move out while also working a full-time job, 2019 was a pretty intense year for us.
Yeah, it was non-stop.
It was
Not to
definitely
mention, like,
nonstop.
trying to get rid of all of our furniture
Yeah.
or like just giving it away or selling it.
helping our
Excuse me.
roommate find a new roommate.
Yeah.
Because the place was cheap, but there was also 3 of us, and
Yeah. We found out like late in the game that like we wouldn't be able to bring our cat. So
Yeah.
like finding someone to take care of
care.
our cat.
also putting in like notice and like saying like, hey, we're probably gonna leave sometime in February, and they're like, when? And we're like, we don't know.
a time.
A time in February.
Hanging out with friends and family for the
Before we
last
leave,
time, a few months, in, and it was a whole thing.
It was a lot.
It was a jam-packed year.
Yeah.
And then 2010 he came and
And
was
then-
like, haha, let's see.
You thought last year was bad.
I got some stuff in store for you.
Yeah.
We got here, we got here like 4 days
Yeah.
before Korea had its like huge spike in
Yeah.
cases. And then they were like, shut this place down.
Yeah. We got here in a year. Sometimes people take longer because there's 2 intakes a year.
Yeah.
So we didn't learn as much Korean before we came as much as we wanted to. We memorized like the alphabet, memorized the basic phrases. Hello.
A few survival phrases.
Where is this? How much is this? Thank you. I'm sorry.
Slowly, please.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All of those like basic survival phrases we learned, and we thought we were hot.
We thought we were hot crap.
We thought we were hot crap. We really, really did. And then we got here and we were like, oh,
You know nothing.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
I can understand the gist of what people are saying now. He's really good at reading Hangul. Like, he's a lot faster than I am.
I might not know what it says, but I can at least
But I can read it. The next section we should talk about is what our jobs are like. And I think we'll just talk about the gist, maybe?
This is based on our experience.
Yes.
Other people we know have had different experiences, whether better or worse. It just keep in mind our experience may not be exactly what your experience is if you decide to move to Korea or not.
It's definitely a mixed bag of experiences, and we just wanted to share ours because we're like a married couple who came here for specifically financial reasons and love it. We've honestly made jokes about never leaving.
She's joking.
So our jobs here are a lot easier than we thought that they would be. He was far more nervous.
Yeah, I'm
was.
totally not the one to like freak out or like anxiety or like panic. I'm always the guy that's like, it's cool, everything will be fine, let's just see how it goes. And then I was like, we got here, and I was having like full on imposter syndrome where I'm just like, I don't belong here. I'm way underqualified. How did I get this job? The meme that would pop up in my head is the dog in the cafe. Everything's fire around him, and he's just like, it's fine.
This is fine.
That was me in my brain all
Yeah.
the time. But yeah, then we started teaching, and it honestly was it's so easy.
Where we live is a really small town in comparison to other cities. So we would go to even smaller cities to teach English.
Yeah.
A lot of our time that we spend with the kids is just trying to help them like English and just teaching them basic phrases. So I taught 3 middle schools and 2 elementary schools. That was a little bit more complicated. I was teaching them phrases, you know, like random, concepts like I wonder if, I wonder how, you know, stuff like that. And then I also taught at 2 elementary schools, and they were pretty easy. You know, they were very basic, like, let's swim. I can.
Can you
skate.
swim? I can swim.
Yeah, like
yes,
very
I
simple
can.
concepts.
No, I can't.
You know, we just
How's the weather?
intro PowerPoint and then play a game.
Yeah.
So that was. I also kept a schedule or like a notebook on all of my planning. So I had to keep track of where I was teaching, what I was teaching, the subject, because I have a bad memory. So I would be like going into class and like, oh no, what are they teaching? I don't know. So I had to keep track. Luckily, he had a better situation than I did. He taught mostly elementary. Right?
Yeah. I taught 4 schools, 3 of which were elementary, 1 middle school, and the 1 middle school I taught at, I only taught 1st grade. Middle school, which is 7th grade, basically. And that school, the middle school, I didn't use a textbook. I just, like, for the first semester, taught them common phrases when, like, ordering at a restaurant or, like, buying tickets to, like, a train or a bus. And then the second semester, I did songs. So, like, taught them, like, English phrases and vocabulary from different songs. And then,
You had a lot of the same books, right? For elementary.
Yeah, and then my two of my 3 elementary schools use the same textbook. So, like, those elementary schools I taught 3rd grade through 6th grade, but those 2 schools had the exact same book. So it was literally like if I was planning for one school, I was basically planning for the other school. And then my other elementary school, different book, but I would say out of the, I think there's 10 or 11 lessons in those books. Out of those 10 or 11 lessons, half of them were the exact same as my other schools. Like, they overlap a lot. They might not be the same exact numbered lesson, but there's, at some point, you're going to overlap.
Yeah, middle school overlapped as well. Maybe, like, so, like, there was, like, have you heard that? Have you heard of? Like, was in 2 of my textbooks. So it's, you know, similar concepts, but, you know, that and of aren't necessarily interchangeable. I don't know. Anyway, so that was basically our job this past year. We would obviously...
We'll go in detail more.
Lots more detail later, but we also would take a bus. So we used to drive back in America, and I haven't driven a car in almost a year, and it's a weird feeling to think about.
It feels weird.
It feels weird.
Will I know how to drive a car when I get home?
Is it like riding a bike? Basically take a bus or walk every day to school.
Yeah.
Depends on where your school's at. Sometimes
you take a taxi to one.
That's true, because they don't have a bus.
There is no bus.
But it's such a small town. But it's been really nice to take a bus. We've been listening to podcasts more. We get more time in the morning.
Yeah, it's nice. Like, we listen to podcasts or music, but like, even if we needed to like do some extra work, we could easily do work on the way to school, because all the buses also have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So they either have free Wi-Fi or they have secure Wi-Fi, and we also have 100 gigabytes of data with our cell phone.
We'll go into like the details, the finite details of our life, like phones, phone bills, electric bills, things like that later. The last thing we wanted to talk about in this very small, quick intro video of 30 minutes longness is why we're doing this. So I personally wanted to do this to kind of show anyone who's trying to move here what it's like for a couple, because we didn't really find a lot we found a lot on couples being here, but not two teachers and what that's like.
Couples where like one person was teaching, but the other person in the couple was either a Korean national who had their citizenship, so they literally just like lived here already, or lived abroad and then moved back, and like that's obviously different. Neither of us are Korean. So we just wanted to make this channel to kind of showcase our experience.
And I think also to show just kind of like what living in Korea is like, day-to-day stuff, traveling stuff, because we haven't really posted about it in the last year just because we haven't really gone anywhere because of Corona.
We've traveled when we can, but we've also, the government has been a lot more strict about like the restrictions when it comes to Corona, and we've tried to be very cautious because we do come into contact with a lot of students and other people throughout the week. So
we haven't really gone anywhere or done anything. We like to travel and go on hikes, and it's just, some of those things have been restricted, especially because of Corona.
Go to museums, like museums are closed.
And they might be closed, so we're not really sure what the schedule will look like though. So just kind of...
At least... I would
It'll
say
change.
At least once a month a video, maybe twice a month, until we get a hang of like recording and editing and recording and editing and voiceovers and whatever else this ends up coming to.
Yeah, we don't know. We're just kind of like...
We're winging it.
We're winging it right now.
We're winging it.
Is that your wing?
Yeah.
We hope that you like our videos to come. We have a lot of ideas that we're going to talk about, and we have a lot of videos that we want to talk about a lot of things about. We got
a lot of things to talk about, and we want to share them with you.
There you go. That's
and we're gonna
way
do
to say that.
all sorts of videos because she's gonna vlog on her ways to school.
Yeah.
I'm gonna vlog on my ways to school.
We'll talk about school lunches. We'll talk about planning. We'll talk about...
We'll even show you around our tiny city.
Our tiny little city.
It's really... it's tiny, but it doesn't look tiny. It doesn't feel tiny, which is nice.
It is nice. In case you're curious about what we're doing, in case you know us and you're just like, what are they up to? In case you're thinking about moving here. I don't know why I'm talking like this.
She does this from time to time. Be prepared for that.
It's better than a random British accent.
What are you talking about?
Oh no.
I do a terrible British accent.
It's horrible.
It's bad.
Every time we watch a British show,
it's mostly bad on purpose.
But
even if I tried, it would still be bad.
It's still pretty bad.
It just mixes from dialect to like, it'll be like proper London British accent, and then it'll go to like a Cockney accent, and it just doesn't work.
It's real bad.
Whatever. God bless you.
Oh my god.
You gotta dab. Destroy all bacteria.
Okay, so before we go, we really wanted to thank you for watching and supporting us if you know us in real life, and supporting us if you don't know us in real life.
Yeah.
I don't know why I had to specify.
Kumawo.
That means thank you. Kumawo. So I think we'll probably upload this and then wait a little bit and then upload our first actual video for the channel. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe somewhere down here. Somewhere down here. We don't know which side. Both sides.
Not up.
Not up.
It's down.
Down. If you wanna subscribe. We'll eventually post like our social media stuff. We'll post like updates there.
We both post different things like when we're at school, on our stories, and stuff like that. So we'll add in our socials.
Yeah.
And not social security numbers.
No.
Social medias.
You can't have those.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say before we hop on off?
No.
No?
I'm good.
I think I'm good too. I'm really excited for this.
Yeah. Should be fun.
Yeah. It's not like we do everything else together though.
Yeah, no. Nothing is done together.
We don't spend more time here than we did back home.
We definitely don't like cook together.
No.
Go to the grocery store together.
No. Hang out.
Watch TV
all
together.
The time together. It's also hard to not hang out all the time when we have no separate room.
Yeah, we'll do an apartment tour in another
Yeah.
video, but just to sum it up real quick, we have a studio basically.
We don't have any extra space.
And it's also hard to spend time apart when, one, we have the same work schedule, so we get off at the same time.
I mean, not that I want to spend time apart.
Yeah.
But this is just an asterisk for couples who don't always spend time together.
Yeah. And, you know, there's a limited amount of foreign teachers in the school. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole
But,
thing. We'll
yeah.
talk about it later. But yeah, thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. We hope you like what's gonna be coming your way. We like living here. We want to share our awesome experience and how much it's cost us to get here and what it's like to live here. And
We like living here so much, we may never leave.
It's true. It's true.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, look out for a new video eventually. Sometime
We'll let you know.
in the future.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.